Good morning everyone. We are here today from Group 18 to present our Statistic 1 Group Assignment for Semester 1, 2025-2026 session. Our topic is minimum wage trends in Malaysia, which we have analysed through the lens of Sustainable Development Goal 8, decent work and economic growth. Before we begin, allow me to introduce our team members. We have Afiq Aris, Asbul Muaz, Muhammad Adam and myself, Aaron Tan, metric number 24002889. Our presentation is divided into 8 main sections, starting with the introduction and the SDG framework, followed by our data methodology, graphical analysis, and finally our conclusions and references. Moving into the introduction, it is important to understand that the minimum wage in Malaysia is a key tool for improving living standards and reducing income inequality across the nation. Our project focus involved analysing statutory minimum wage trends specifically by using official secondary data. For our methodology, we are utilizing graphical methods to help us clearly identify policy shifts and patterns over time. Ultimately, our core goal is to link these statistical findings directly to SDG 8, focusing on decent work and economic growth. Next, let's look at the SDG framework and background. So what is SDG 8? It is a global goal dedicated to promoting inclusive economic growth, fair wages and productive employment for all. The policy link here is that minimum wage regulations are essential to protect low-income workers and maintain their purchasing power in a changing economy. From the statistical angle, we are evaluating how this policy evolution align with global sustainability targets. The research value of our work lies in using this data-driven approach to assess just how effective these labour market policies are in achieving real-world results. So with that, I will pass the floor to my teammate to discuss our data and methodology.
Next, we're moving on to data and methodology. The first one is data sources and data set descriptions. The study used secondary data taken from the official and trusted sources to examine minimum wage trend in Malaysia. The main data set include minimum monthly wage level taken from the various minimum wage order issued by the Ministry of Human Resources between 2013 and 2025. These publications are reliable because they provide legal minimum wage rates that are officially enforced by the government. Additional supporting information from the Department of Statistics Malaysia and recognized labour and economic reports was also used to explain labour market condition and policy reason behind wage adjustment. All the data are public, numerical, and suitable for the statistical analysis. This dataset records minimum wage values by year and for earlier years is included in different rates from Peninsula Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak, and Labuan. While later years show undefined national wage, the data were organized into the table to ensure consistency and when needed. One representative wage value used to make the trend clear and easy to compare. The second one is analysis method and purpose. This study uses simple descriptive and graphical analysis to observe how minimum wages change over time in Malaysia. Graphical tools such as bar charts and line charts are used to show pattern, highlight major changes, and make the data easier to understand for the readers who may not be familiar with the statistic. These methods are suitable because the wage data are numerical and time-based. The analysis focus on interpreting the trend and relating it to Sustainable Development Goal SDG 8, which aims to promote decent work and economic growth. By using clear graph visualizations, the study provides evidence-based discussion on how minimum wage policies support fair income, better working conditions, and the promotion of decent work in Malaysia.
Hi, I'm Afiq, and now I will explain the graphical analysis findings for our project, focusing on minimum wage trends in Malaysia. First, this graph shows the trend of minimum wage levels in Malaysia from 2013 to 2025. Overall, we can observe a clear upward trend, which means the minimum wage has increased steadily over time. Malaysia first introduced the minimum wage policy in 2013, starting at around 900 ringgit per month. From 2013 to 2016, the increase was gradual, followed by moderate increases up to 2020. However, the most significant change can be seen between 2020 and 2022, where the minimum wage increased supply to ringgit 1,500 per month. This sharp rise reflects a major policy adjustment by the government, mainly to address rising living costs and improve workers' purchasing power. In 2025, the minimum wage increased further to 1,700 ringgit, indicating continued efforts to enhance income conditions for low-wage workers. Next, Figure 2 compares minimum wage levels across selected years which represent key policy periods in Malaysia. From the bar chart, we can clearly see the difference in minimum wage levels between 2013, 2022 and 2025. In 2013, the minimum wage was 900 ringgit, while in 2022, it increased significantly to 1,500 ringgit. The latest increase in 2025 to 1,700 ringgit further highlights stronger government intervention in recent years. This comparison makes it easier to visualize how minimum wage policy has shifted towards higher wage protection after 2020.
Next, we are going to move to the discussion part. Based on the graphical analysis present in Figure 1 and 2, it shows a clear and consistent increase in Malaysian minimum wage over the time. Firstly, the trend analysis highlights a steady upward movement from 2013 to 2025. Meanwhile, the comparison across selected period show that the most sustained wage increase occurred after 2020. Therefore, this finding indicates that the minimum wage policy in Malaysia has been significantly strengthened in recent years. From the economic perspective, the highest minimum wage level may contribute to the improved income security for the low-wage workers and help mitigate the effect of the rising living costs. In particular, the sharp increase between 2020 and 2022 suggests a stronger policy response to economic challenge and cost of living pressure. Furthermore, the continued increase in 2025 reflects ongoing effort to enhance worker purchasing power and overall welfare. Moving on to the next slide. The findings of this study are closely aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals 8, which emphasize decent work and economic growth. Specifically, SDG 8 focuses on the fair wage, productive employment, and inclusive economic growth. By raising the stationary minimum wage, the government aims to promote decent working conditions and at the same time reduce the income inequality among the low-level income earners. Overall, the upward trends observed in the graph provide the statistical evidence that wage policies are moving in direction consistently with the objective of SDG 8. Thus, this study demonstrates how statistical analysis and visualization can be used to assess wage policy trends and evaluate the labor market developments in Malaysia.
For our conclusion, this study analyzed minimum wage trends in Malaysia using official secondary data and graphical analysis. From the results, we can clearly observe an overall upward trend in minimum wage level from 2013 to 2020, with even more significant increases occurring after 2020. This indicates that the government has strengthened wage policies over time, particularly to improve the income conditions of low-wage workers. When comparing different time periods, the magnitude of wage adjustments becomes more apparent. Recent years show a shift towards higher statutory minimum wages, which reflects policy responses to rising living costs and the need to enhance workers' purchasing power. Overall, our findings support the objectives of Sustainable Development Goal 8, which focuses on decent work and economic growth. Increasing minimum wages contributes to fairer compensation and improved working conditions, while also supporting sustainable economic development. In conclusion, this study demonstrates how statistical data and graphical methods can be effectively used to evaluate labor markets, policies, and highlights the importance of minimum wage adjustments in promoting economic well-being in Malaysia.